US President Donald Trump has sent a big warning to the world: obey or face the consequences. It may have started with Venezuela, but now Cuba, Colombia, even Greenland are in his sight. And this is not just about one strike. It's about oil, it's about energy routes, it's about power for the United States. And America, under Trump, has put concepts like sovereignty of a country, democracy, international law and order back on the back burner, it seems. And the world is watching. How far will America go? Who will truly pay the price for all of this? We're asking those questions tonight. First, let's just get you up to speed with the developments and what Donald Trump has said today. Speaking aboard Air Force One, the American president declared that Cuba is ready to fall. Cuba is ready to fall, arguing that Havana can no longer survive without heavily subsidized Venezuelan oil. In fact, he insisted that America would not even need to intervene militarily. Let's play out that statement for you first.
Cuba is ready to fall. You know? Yes. Cuba looks like it's ready to fall.
And at the same time, Trump also doubled down on another claim that he has made repeatedly, that America needs Greenland for national security. Of course, strong objections came in from Denmark and Greenland's leaders. Trump said Washington would return to the issue soon, but then these remarks are not happening in isolation. It comes as the world remains in shock following the U.S. Special Forces shock military operation that unfolded in Venezuela over the weekend. America captured Nicolás Maduro, flew him to New York, where he is to face narco-trafficking charges. And despite the success of the initial U.S. operation, questions are, of course, mounting over Trump's Venezuela strategy and what's really going on here. When asked who is running Venezuela, Trump responded to that: it means we are in charge. That's what he says. Trump says that America would run Venezuela, fix it, and hold elections later. This after he described Venezuela as a broken country. Those were the words used, broken country. But then the U.S. Secretary of State stressed on Sunday that Washington is not seeking complete regime change or elections. He told the press that America is fighting drug traffickers and not a war against Venezuela. But then the message from Washington is absolutely clear. Elections can wait, but control, specifically U.S. control, comes first. And when asked whether this was about oil or regime change, Trump said, I'm quoting again, it's about peace on earth. In Venezuela, residents are lining up for food, hospitals refusing to release casualty numbers, doctors' groups saying dozens may have been killed.
Salió a las calles de Caracas a decirle al mundo que levante la voz por el secuestro de nuestro presidente.
So the question really is, can America realistically run Venezuela now? Because the shockwaves are spreading fast and beyond, well beyond Caracas. In Colombia, for that matter, left-wing guerrilla groups are vowing to confront what they call U.S. imperial plans after the U.S. president accused Colombia's president of running cocaine operations and even hinted at possible military action. Colombia's president reacted sharply, saying, and I'm quoting here, "Friends do not bomb." Colombia has also reinforced its border with Venezuela and issued alerts for possible attacks by the armed groups. And then there is Greenland, of course. Its prime minister has also issued a rare public warning to Washington. I'm quoting from that statement. That's enough now. No more pressure, no more fantasies of annexation. That statement on your screen. No more fantasies of annexation. European leaders, meanwhile, have also closed ranks behind Denmark. Remember, Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. So what does America's action and also its president's warning mean when you put all of that together? The thing is, Trump has directly said that this looks like a modern revival of the Monroe Doctrine, a 19th century idea that the Western Hemisphere is America's sphere of influence, where outside powers stay out. and Washington calls the shots. The difference here really is, in the 19th century, empires expanded by force. It was considered legal. But this is the 21st century, remember. Conquest means violation of international law, which then raises the core question that we're all asking tonight. Can a 19th century doctrine really work in the 21st century? Taiwan has been under the radar. China has upped the ante for reunification. Live fire and anti-submarine drills around Taiwan mark the end of 2025. However, military might is not the only weapon in Beijing's arsenal. As a part of its report on China's cyber threats, Taiwan's main intelligence agency, the National Security Bureau, has claimed that China's cyber army launched an average of 2.63 million intrusion attempts every day in 2025 against Taiwan's critical infrastructure. This included sectors like energy, healthcare, communications, administration. Let's just take a closer look now at Taiwan's allegations. It has flagged a 6% increase in China's cyber attacks from 2024. It has identified Black Tech, Flax Typhoon, and others as the main hacker groups. Most of the intrusion attempts centered around the exploitation of hardware and software vulnerabilities. The energy and hospital sectors experienced the biggest surge in cyber attacks. According to Taiwan's National Security Bureau, there were at least 20 attempts to install ransomware in order to compromise the operations of major hospitals. Now, Taiwan also alleging that cyber attacks escalated on 23 occasions when China sent military planes and ships close to Taiwan. It also highlighted a rise in hacking activities when the president, Lai Ching-te, marked his first year in office in May. The country's main intelligence agency stressing that it coordinates with other countries to obtain timely intelligence on China's cyber attacks. However, Taiwan has also faced the brunt of cyber attack allegations. Beijing has accused Taiwanese Defense Ministry's Information, Communications and Electronic Force Command of conducting cyber attacks and spreading fake news on China since 2023. Additionally, Chinese authorities blamed a hacker group backed by Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party of cyber attacks on close to 1,000 information systems across more than 10 provinces in recent years. With cyber warfare likely to have played a key role in the recent capture of Nicolás Maduro by the U.S. forces in Venezuela, its role in the China-Taiwan conflict will remain under scrutiny and trigger serious concern. We now revisit a story of destruction, rebuilding, and unwavering faith. 2026 marking 1,000 years since the first attack on the Somnath Temple, an incident that shaped India's history and faith. Marking the historic milestone of 1,000 years, Prime Minister Modi wrote in an op-ed that Somnath stands as a symbol of India's strength. He said the temple survived repeated attacks and still inspires pride. Somnath is situated on India's western coast in the state of Gujarat. Prime Minister said the temple remains glorious because people worked tirelessly to rebuild it. He also noted that May 2026 will mark 75 years since the restored temple opened to devotees. After India's independence in 1947, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel led the push to rebuild Somnath. India's first Prime Minister also was believed to be worried about the state appearing to back a religious project. Despite that debate, President Dr. Rajendra Prasad inaugurated the rebuilt temple on May 11, 1951, praising Patel's role and calling Somnath a symbol of resilience. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.